Greetings one, greetings all. So we'll do an update here on the weekend. I had some videos up, but I was strongly encouraged to take them down by a certain person because apparently untruths were being said and I wasn't remembering events properly. Well, I'm not that old and senile that I can't remember what takes place. But anyway, update on the fuel pump thing. A lot of these videos I had up had the process that I was going through on the fuel pump project, and since I locked them down, and there's subscribers out there that probably haven't seen what's going on. Haven't seen those videos, so I'll rehash the situation. And it'll bore you, so it is what it is. But this is a vlog, and I don't have anybody really to talk to about my stuff, so I just talk to the Ethernet. People tell me I'm crazy. I shouldn't be doing this. YouTube is a venue for entertainment only. So I should go jump my Jeep over a barn, and then I'm worthy of being on YouTube, so whatever. So anyway, as you know, the fuel pump quit right in the middle of a hard corner when I was chasing a car that I thought was the Divas. And left me stranded on the side of the road. My friend from across the street, he told me home. And it sat there. Now, we've got this Indian summer stretch going on right now. Warm weather, so it's custom critical that I get this fuel pump issue fixed. So yesterday, I put the truck up on jack stands. I was dreading the job because I have done a fuel pump in another vehicle before. Prior to this, I had a Dodge Dakota mid-sized pickup truck. I loved that truck. Had a 318 in it, V8, plenty of power, but it was a mid-sized truck. So the power to weight ratio is a good thing. You got lots of power in a small vehicle. So it got pretty good gas mileage, and it had a lot of towing power and stuff for my big musky boat and whatnot. Yeah, I love that truck. And I let the ex-wife borrow it one day to go to work because the roads were bad. It's four-wheel drive. And she got in an accident and totaled it. But anyway, prior to that, it needed a fuel pump. So I remember putting a fuel pump in that truck. I now have a Dodge Durango, a 2002 Dodge Durango, which is in pretty good shape for the year. That's my winter truck. The Jeep gets parked during the winter because it's so nice. I don't want it to see salt and get destroyed in 2 years from rust. So it gets parked, and I drive this Dodge. Just took it in a month ago for some extensive brake work and a new steering shaft to the tune of $700 because I don't have a shop anymore. I can't do it myself. I would have done it myself. So that was a big hit to the wallet. But then I'm taking it to and from work, just to blow all the cobwebs out of it and everything, and then the fuel pump takes a crap. I think. Well, since I suffer from CRS, can't remember shit, I didn't think I had touched this truck in relation to fuel issues with it at all. So yesterday I get up on jack stands. I'm dreading this job because there's a set of metal straps that hold the tank up to the underbelly of the truck. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, those are going to be all rotted. The bolts are going to be rotted. I'm not going to be able to get the bolts off. I'm going to have to snap them off. This is going to be a holistic nightmare. Put it up on stands. I roll underneath. And I got brand new tank straps on it. There's no rust on them. I'm like, what the hell? I went across the street. I don't have any tools. They're all in the shop up north at the old house. So I went across the street and borrowed a battery-operated impact wrench from Phil because I anticipated these bolts that hold these straps up were going to be all rusted up, and I was going to literally probably have to snap them off. Put the impact wrench on them, and they came off like butter. So I'm looking at the nuts and the bolts, and they're covered in anti-seize. Now, that's a method that I do whenever I reassemble something. If I'm replacing a water pump or something like that, I always coat the bolts with anti-seize. That prevents them from rusting and locking up and seizing so you can't get them off at a later date. Oh my God, paid for itself right there. I mean, both of them were off, straps were down, and I dropped the tank down like nothing. Now, I couldn't remember why there's new straps on the tank, and the bolts had been anti-seized, and then I remembered. About 2 years ago, maybe 3, the front strap, the forward strap on that tank had rotted out so bad that it broke and the tank had dropped down. And I remember coming home from work, getting out of the truck, walking into the house and looking back at the truck and seeing something hanging down underneath. And I was like, what the hell is that? And I walked back and I tucked my head down there, and there's the tank sitting like this. I'm like, holy crap. If both of those straps would have given out, and it was a full tank of gas. There's a lot of weight there. If both of those tanks, let's say the front strap gave out and now the rear strap can't handle all the weight and the torque, and that broke, that tank would have dropped onto the road, and I'd have been dragging it under the vehicle. And the tank is plastic. And I'm not sure it wouldn't have taken too long to wear a hole in it and then have a big, long trail of gas with no way to stop the flow. 30 gallons streaming out behind my vehicle. Cars behind me would be driving over it. There would be fumes coming off of that gas on the road. It'd be a river. And somebody's exhaust could ignite that, and we would have nothing but an action film with a holistic fucking river of fire and a bunch of cars on fire and bad things. I saw that. It made my blood run cold. So apparently, I immediately went out and bought a set of tank straps and fixed the issue. Like a good little boy. So when I rolled under the truck yesterday and I saw those new straps there, I was like, oh, okay. Dropped the tank down. It became apparent real fast that I have never replaced a fuel pump in this truck. It actually looks like the original fuel pump because there's a big round lock ring on the top of the pump assembly that interacts with some flanges, some J-hook flanges that are molded into the tank and stick out of the tank, and that lock ring twists to lock the pump down into the tank to hold it in place. That ring was just rotted. It was just gone. I broke it apart with a screwdriver. That's how I got it off. Just sat there and pried it. It just came apart in chunks. Peeled it off. Well, lucky day for me, I had bought a tank strap set. $50 for a set of straps. So I was able to take those straps back, get my money back, and then I made 2 trips to Wausau yesterday. First one was to get the tools I thought I'd need to do the job. Second one was when I found out that my O'Reilly store here in town didn't have the ring I needed, the lock ring, and the Wausau store had one. I had to bomb back up to Wausau to get that. So where we're sitting now is last night in the dark with a flashlight in my mouth. I pulled the old pump out of the tank. I'm pretty sure it's the original pump. The vehicle has 204,000 miles on it. I've done extensive work to the engine, and it purrs like a kitten, and that's why I keep driving it, because I trust it. When I pulled the pump out of the tank, and I looked in the tank with the flashlight, first I emptied the remaining gas out. There was about 15 gallons of gas. I dumped the gas out. When I looked in the bottom of the tank, there was like a black, gritty charcoal like dust mixed in with the cloudy substance in the gas. And the last part of the gas that I poured out of the tank was black. The pickup screen on the fuel pump. Here, I'll show you. Every fuel pump has its own filter built in to protect the pump from dirt in the tank. Right here. That was black, plugged up. So I'm quite certain that's the original fuel pump from 2002. And if so, that is staggeringly amazing that an electronic component lasted that long. So I rinsed out the tank with water. Couldn't get all the water out of it, of course. Got most of it, but there was like a coffee cup left in the bottom. So I dropped an old towel in there to soak up all that old water. The tank's been sitting outside now for overnight because it's warm out to dry out. And the mission today after church is to put the new fuel pump in with the new lock ring, reinstall the tank, and put some gas in it and see if it starts. But before I drop that new pump into the tank, because I can't return the pump and get my money back if it gets installed, I'm going to test and make sure I have voltage coming to the plug that feeds the pump. I want to have 12 volts at that plug. So I brought my meter home from work, my voltmeter. I'm going to hook it up, turn the key on, and just verify that I got 12 volts at that pump. And that tells me for sure that it was the pump that failed and not something up on the main board like a relay or something that went out and stopped supplying voltage to the pump. The pump has acted fitty in the past. Very occasionally it would do the same kind of symptom that it was doing when it gave up the ghost on the road here the other day. You'd turn the key and it would just, and and I'd have to hold the pedal all the way to the floor like it was flooded, and then it would start. So there was warning signs that the poor thing was getting tired. And the old pump is in such rough shape, I'm not going to drop it back in the tank and keep using it, because I can't, in my head, I can't count on it. You know what I mean? So I guess I'll put the new pump in. But that's the mission today after church, is to get that pump in the tank, get it all buttoned up, remount the tank. But I was thinking, I didn't think far enough ahead into the project, and I was thinking, all right, how am I going to get, there's 5 gallons of gas in a 5-gallon pail. How am I going to get that gas back in the tank? And remember, I made 2 trips back up to Wausau yesterday. And it dawned on me that in my shop, hanging on the wall, I know right where it is an electronic fuel transfer pump. And all I'd have to do is take that pail, put it up on a bar stool, put that pump in the pail, stick the hose into the tank, turn on the pump, and it would suck all the gas out of the pail and put it back into the tank. Easy peasy. So I'll probably be taking another trip up to Wausau today. So be it. I'd rather work smart than hard. So that's the goal for this morning. If that goes off without a hitch, which I think it will, this afternoon I'm going to start busting tail on the insulation. I've got the northwest and the southwest bays here in the corners of the living room that have absolutely no insulation in them at all. It's just bare floor. And it gets pretty chilly here in the living room, because all the heat is just leaching right through the floor to the underside. And then I'm going to systematically work my way back. I got a section under the kitchen sink where the kitchen sink had been leaking for years and nobody gave a shit, and the water had leached down into the insulation. The insulation got heavy, dropped away. I got the section under the bathroom sink that I fixed. When I fixed that floor and the underside of that, I never insulated anything underneath there. Well, the floor is insulated under the sink, but the underbelly needs to be done. There's a couple other spots that have blown out that need securement. So I'm going to work my way back while we got this warm weather. I don't have any help. You know, Mia's gone. The diva and I were trying to work things out, and she said she was going to come down here and help me, but I realistically don't see her. I don't know. I don't think she's such a princess. I don't know if she would want to get her hands dirty like that. I mean, who knows? Maybe she does, but she says she likes to do projects, but what kind of project? Painting signs, painting walls, you know. Does she want to get involved in the heavy shit? I don't know. But that was supposed to happen this weekend, but we had a falling out Friday night. We were trying to fix things and get back together, but she's kind of weird. She's got me in the friend zone right now. I was of the belief that, okay, if we get back together, we just pick up right where we left off. You know, what's this start over? Hi, my name is. You know, I don't understand that. We've got history together. You know, major history. What's the game of starting over? I don't understand it. I can't wrap my mind around it, but that's what she wants to do. So she's got me in this friend zone right now. Meanwhile, she's sitting out in the front seat of my truck making out with me. I don't know. Mixed signals. But Friday night she invited me over for dinner. And I had a rough work week. We got some guys off on vacation, so they loaded me up heavy. They had me local with a lot of calls. Friday was a heavy day. I had, what was it, 6 or 8 calls, and two of them were big. I had to rebuild a washing machine, put in a new transmission clutch, and do some work on that same customer's dryer. And then I had to rebuild a refrigerator, and that job required me to make custom plumbing to make the compressor fit. And it was a hard day, and I was just, normally on Fridays they send me up to Michigan, so I have 400-mile day. Most of it's spent behind a windshield, and that actually allows me to wind down and decompress. And Friday I was just go, 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 go all day long doing jobs. And all I wanted to do Friday night was chillax. I just wanted to curl up on the couch with her and snuggle and just relax. Well, her daughter was home. Her son's girlfriend was there, who I've never met before. And she invited me over for dinner. So I went because it was her. Any chance I can get to see her and spend time with her, I'm down. But I was punchy. I wasn't feeling good. I've got a pain in my lower abdomen. It's been here for about 2 weeks, just a dull pain. Won't go away. Hurts to bend over. I don't know what's going on. I had diverticulitis in the past. Had me in the hospital for 5 days. I damn near died because of the infection. It's not that. I know the symptoms of that. So yeah, Friday I was just punchy. I was just not feeling good. I would have been okay with being there if it was just her and I. But I just was not in the mood for company. So then I show up, I walk in the door, and this is where all the confusion is taking place. Comments were being made by these people, and to me it looked like I was being picked on and bullied and jabbed at. They swear up and down that's not what was happening. I was reading it wrong. I was taking it wrong. I was hearing stuff that wasn't even being said. It was just complete denial of what I was hearing. But keep in mind, I was punchy. So, I don't know, my sensitivity was up. I don't know what the deal was. But the diva made some comments that kind of hurt me. She'll deny she said it, that she even said it, but she said it. One of them was she doesn't like my place. She doesn't like this. Number 2 was she was not going to spend overnights here again because she can't sleep here. So as it is right now, when she comes over and spends an overnight, she sleeps on the couch and I sleep in my chair. I sleep there, she sleeps there. That couch is comfortable, all right? Big puffy leather couch, but the only place she can sleep and get good sleep is in her own bed. Well, that's horrible. That's no way to live. But, you know, to each their own, I guess. It's what it is. So when she sleeps here, she's a light sleeper. And I've got a neighbor to the north, an elderly couple, nice people. And he's handicapped. He's got diabetes. He lost a leg above the knee. He's got an artificial leg. I nicknamed him Thumper. 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what he does for work. I haven't talked to him about that. But I did talk to him about the thumping because I had to find out what was going on. 4 o'clock in the morning, you'll hear thump, 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 thump. And since these buildings are nothing but Kleenex boxes and the walls are thin and it's quiet out here in the country, you can hear it. So 4 o'clock in the morning, I got this thumping going on every day. So I'm... Oh, church is on. I'll be right back.